Hi, I'm Chef Rafael and welcome to today's video. Now, if you're new to the channel, please consider subscribing. I'm all about bringing cooking back. Now, today's recipe or today's video is all about how to cook chicken. Now, I'm showing you how to cook with spices. The spice that I'm doing, you can use it as a marinade. You can actually cook it in the oven, but on this video, I'm actually going to show you how to cook it without using the oven and get these results. Good seasoning, a nice spice. Has some cumin. Watch till the end and you see how simple it is to make it. Let's get cooking. A big shout out to the sponsors of this video, Tap Send. With Tap Send, send more, spend less. More about it within the video. Now, the first thing I want to explain is the spices. Now, you may have a big range of spices in your pantry, and when it comes to spices, there's spice blends, spice which has a mixture of different spices, like a curry powder, for example, or a masala, beef masala, whatever masala spice that you may have. Or we also have individual spices, cumin, cinnamon, paprika, those kind of spices. Now, when it comes to cooking, the first thing, my tip is, the first thing you want to do is to establish what taste you want to achieve. Whenever you're using spices, especially like a marinade or a rub on meat, you actually use the powders as opposed to the fresh garlic or ginger. That's my tip. And then the other thing, when it comes to spices, you have the small cubes. Small cubes are usually a seasoning, which basically has a lot of salt. So the salt that is in that cube, it should be enough. You do not need any other salt. You do not need to add salt to your food. So that's something you should note. You can actually substitute the salt with the small cubes. So when it comes to the spices, like the dominant spice, I would put 1 teaspoon of the cumin, and then all the other spices that are not the dominant ones, I'll put half a teaspoon. If you're going to use 2 teaspoons of one, especially if you're making more of the spice mix, the other one you reduce it by half. Like in my case, I also added a little bit of ginger powder. But the most important thing you should also note, don't put more than 3 spices. Anything more than that, you'll actually it'd be too much. So have your one key one, and then the others will be the supporting ones. Something like turmeric or paprika, add it for color. So if you're going to use turmeric, you want a yellow looking meat, use turmeric. If you want something dark, use something like paprika. But you can always add something like chili flakes, which is what I did to 2 pieces of my chicken, just to have that variety. The other thing about when it comes to chicken, you can actually cut it or score it so that it cooks faster. But to be honest, it's not a must. But that's one way of doing it. It also has a different look, especially when the meat is fully cooked. It will have a rugged look, which if it's something you prefer, you can actually use it. As you watch this video, do you live abroad and you want to send money to your family and friends fast and with great rates? Now with Tap Send, you actually see the rate and the exact amount that the receiver will get. This is for you who is abroad, who wants to send money to your family. Now, another great thing is the fact that it will come instantly. So the first time you actually use the app, use my code Chef Rafael and you'll actually get cashback. With Tap Send, you send more and spend less. Now back to the video. Also, the other thing that you need to do is add a little bit of oil, especially if you're going to bake or roast the chicken. Add a little bit of oil after rubbing the spices around the chicken pieces. In my case, I'm actually cooking on a pan. So put the pieces of chicken on medium to high heat so that they brown evenly on the outside of the chicken together with the spice. Now, if the heat is too much, what will happen is that the spice will burn before the chicken is actually cooked. But having this nice coating of spices also gives it a nice crispy finish when the meal is completely done. Now, the thing about cooking is that you need to reduce the heat the moment you are you have browned the meat evenly on the outside, and then you'll actually cover the pot. But before covering, my tip is that add a little bit of water. So when you add water, what it will do, it will steam the chicken basically, because when you cover it, it will steam the chicken, and then the chicken will have a chance to cook on the inside. And again, this is a tip when you are not using an oven. And also, by the way, when you use an oven, it will have different tastes. So even if you can do it in the oven, try it on a pan and see which one you prefer more. So you actually know the chicken is cooked when the meat starts pulling away from the bone, especially the end. The other way of checking if it's done is that you don't see any blood coming out from the bone, especially from the top side of the meat. If you see any blood or pink or anything, then the meat is not done. All that is left now after that is to serve with the accompaniment. On my case, I'm actually using potatoes, which I've cooked in an air fryer, and a nice crunchy salad. So hope this video has been helpful. Like I said on the beginning, if you're new to the channel, please consider subscribing. It helps support my channel, and also you get notified whenever I have a new video out. I'm all about bringing cooking back and making you understand that cooking does not have to be complicated. I'm signing out. I'm Chef Raphael, and until next time, goodbye.